Bienvenidos, Virgos. Welcome to your April reading. And I'm so excited to be doing this here for y'all again. Again. So, I did originally record your reading, and the other device that I was using, for some reason, the upload did not, like, I did a few readings, a few signs, and it just did not want to upload on YouTube. And so I did some readings on this device and they were able to upload onto YouTube. So I just said I am leaving it to the great divine that if I am able to get that reading up for y'all, then yeah, we'll have a bonus reading. But if not, that's okay. I'm just doing it all over again because I love y'all. And so, this reading is for Virgo, Sun, Moon, Rising, and North or South Node. Just because I believe that's what I was picking up for the last reading that Spirit was telling me that these readings were for. And so I'm going to invite you to take a deep inhale with me in perfect love and perfect trust, anchoring in, exhaling, stepping our egos to the side so that I am used as a divine conduit for your highest and greatest good, for the messages to come through for your highest and greatest good. I do invite in heart to heart, soul to soul, our highest selves. I invite in your spiritual counsel to be in this space here to give you great discernment, because this is a general collective message here, Virgo. And I only want to serve your highest and greatest good. And therefore, I ask you to have healthy discernment, to accept the messages that you resonate with. And if there is a message that you do not resonate with, that absolutely is for your highest and greatest good, that your spiritual counsel divinely intervenes and brings tangible confirmation to validate the message for your highest and greatest good, so that you are getting out of your own way and you are allowing yourself to receive the message beyond your resistance to it. And if there is a message that, in fact, is absolutely not for your highest and greatest good, that divine intervention steps in, removes it from your psyche, removes it from your experience, so that you are not receiving any false light projections into your reality here. All right, Virgo, that is my disclaimer. What I will say, what I do recall from your last reading was the pain that you needed to become who you're becoming, right? The pain you didn't know you needed to become who it is that you're becoming. A major, like, transformation, healing energy, and reevaluating, like deep reflections I was getting, letting go of energies that just wasn't in divine alignment with who you truly are or what you're meant to be doing at this time. Excuse me. And there was more. I don't really remember the message. So like I said, if I'm able to, you'll have a bonus, but if not, let's get into it. I am going to pull out some bone messages as I did for all the other signs here. So this is for Virgo, Sun, Moon, and Rising sign, and North or South Node messages here. Okay. So yes, very much still growing through a massive transformation here, Virgo. There could be a big thing about how you talk to yourself. Maybe you're criticizing yourself, or you were criticizing yourself, or you were letting other people's criticism really put a major influence on you. um there's also like deep healing that needs to occur, or that's in regards to like your subconscious mind. So maybe there's like certain um control issues, or like needing to let go of control issues, or analyst paralysis energy that was going on, and you're coming to a space of like really just blossoming. You could be a public speaker, or you could be you could work at a school, or you could just simply be like a spiritual guide for others as well. Or this could be that you receive some beautiful information here that helps you really transform your perception in life, that transform the way that you speak to yourself and the way that you speak to others here. Because this is definitely a tooth, but the way that it calcified, petrified, it's very much, transformative here. It gives butterfly effect. Butterflies can be significant, but definitely moving through changes. For some of you, there's a massive womb healing process that's happening here. You could be going through a Kundalini awakening here. Maybe you have back issues, or you're being guided to like get a back massage, or you give massages. There could also be a need to like stretch your body or be more gentle with your body. There could be a lot of significance about letting go, maybe codependency, and learning how to be stable in your own body, in your own being here. Your back has your back, right? It's the foundation for your body to operate in. And so how are you nurturing that? And how are you allowing yourself to nurture your body, nurture your vessel here? There's also interesting, just kind of like shifted in vibration. Let's see here. We'll see what else is coming up. This energy did come up for a lot of the other zodiacs, not every zodiac sign, but it came out for a lot of the zodiac signs. And it was pertaining to like Chiron's energy. So there could be parts of the wounded healer, or the wounded warrior, the Chiron placement in your chart being very active for you to transform, alchemize, work through, really dive deeper into that space here. You can be into hypnosis, or you can be called to do a hypnosis session. Maybe some of you is like soul retrieval, calling back your power, reprogramming the mind, unlearning to relearn. Really just coming into a space where you're really needing to transform your thoughts here, and ground it into the physical. Just trying to create space here so I have enough for your cards. And grounded into the physical. For some of you, this can be timeline jumping. This can be remembering past life memories, or accessing your Akashic records even. This could be spiritual guidance, right? Especially with this tooth here. This could be spiritual guidance that comes in to really bring you elevation, or bring you to a space where you find yourself with more stability, and it transforms it's like it gives you an epiphany moment, an awakening, and brings you into just a lighter state of being. This is very much about like balancing, having fun, also not taking life so serious, or something about like making sure that you're being disciplined and honoring the things that you have to take care of, right? So that you are physically, spiritually, emotionally, mentally, taking care, in alignment with yourself here, because it's like there is no separation. I did pre-shuffle the deck. In the bottom of the deck here, we have the Ace of Swords here. So I'm going to pull out a few cards here for your current energy in April for Virgo, Sun, Moon, Rising, North Node, South Node energy. We have the King of Swords. So definitely communication. We have the Queen of Pentacles here. Ooh, we have the Three of Wands. Okay. So in some cases, this could very much be like a third-party situation. In certain cases, this is about needing to balance your feminine and masculine energies. For some of you, this is very much for the King of Swords here, how I'm looking at this energy, it's very intellectual. It's wise with its words. It can be detached also. It can be harsh spoken, but in the same token, it comes with a sense of firm boundaries here. Or need to implement firm boundaries. This can be an energy that you're tapping into, or someone else's energy here. I kind of feel you more in like the Queen of Pentacles energy, and so these can very well be to other people here. With the Queen of Wands, this could also be who you're transforming into. This is very much a woman that's in her magnetism, in her power. She's very much someone who's practices in the craft, has the awareness of spell work. And the Queen of Pentacles here is also someone who is very nurturing, very much stable in their magnetism also, right? They're both feminine energies that has a magnetic pull. They just pull differently, right? With the Queen of Pentacles, this is long-term foundation, capable of making decisions that's for the long term as opposed to just something short term. Where the Queen of Wands, she's able to make these decisions as well. However, she's very changeable. She's very much able to pivot and move in a way that her manifestations can come in quick, but they may also go quick too. Whereas the Queen of Pentacles, the pacing of the time, it may or may not be as fast, but it's definitely one that lasts, right? And then with the King of Swords here, this is very much about intention. So you are in the month of April, in the beginning, in your current space, you could be very much taking actions to the goals that you are wanting to manifest long term while creating magic in the present moments. This is another way that it can manifest here for you. Or it can definitely be some spiritual awareness, spiritual messages that come through here from either an air sign or an earth sign or fire sign. This could very much be you tapping into your Trinity here, your feminine, your masculine, and Holy Spirit here. Definitely allowing yourself to be versatile, transformative even. I'm gonna ask Spirit for a little bit more messages on this here. So tell me a little bit more here from my Virgos. I'm sorry. Yeah, for my Virgos. Woo. So for some of you, this was very much an ending for a new beginning. Yep. This could have been an ending of a partnership, of a relationship here, for you to get into a new relationship, or for you to get into a new like fool's journey, going back to the beginning here. So if there was a third party situation, that shit is dead, right? Like it's dead. It may have been revealed to you, maybe before April or in the beginning of April, but you come to this space of making the decision that you're ready for a new start. You're ready for, and this, I kind of mentioned how in the last reading there was like the pain that you didn't know you needed for you to grow, and it did have heartbreak in there. And so in some cases here, for some of you, this is very much about maybe your values have shifted, it has changed, it got into a space of you really asking yourself, what do you honor, what do you represent, what is it that you want in life? Maybe there was a lot of immaturity, maybe there was a lot of arguments or fire. You could be into fire, practice fire magic, but I really do believe that this change here, and when I say immaturity, it could have been on everyone's behalf, because everyone here is equally yoked right now. And so it's just strictly like a mere reflection. This could have also been like some deep shadow work, or like father wounds or mother wounds, or something that you had to navigate through. This could very much be your energy. You can be the Queen of Wands, and the Queen of Pentacles could be like your mother, and the King of Swords can be your father or something like that. Or maybe someone close to you had transitioned here. But I definitely feel like there was a head of a heart decision here for you to come into a new foundation. What's interesting is with this energy here, this is very, very much, for me, it's representing 3 different people. I don't see this as really one person. I know I'm saying that because everybody's story is different, and I'm telling you what I'm picking up. However, the strongest message that's coming through is 3 different people here. Okay, and then with the major arcanas, during the month of April, you really like come into a massive transformation due to this experience that you had with this relationship here. And it really takes you into a space of needing to dive really deep as to what is love? What is love? What is love to you? What is the divine, what is divine masculine, what is divine feminine? Really asking yourself, who am I? How much do I love myself? How much am I being critical on myself? How much am I criticizing others? How much am I being fair? How much am I being unfair? What is it that I want? And this is where the foolish man comes in, and it's like, I'm going to just take the risk and start anew. So let's see here. Let's get more information. Virgos, tell me a little bit more, Spirit, for Virgos. April, what is their April energy looking like? Tell me a little bit more here for Virgos. Sun, Moon, Rising, North Node, South Node energy here for Virgos, Sun, Moon, and Rising for the month of April here. Whoa. Replenish your self-care. Definitely didn't want to go back in the deck here. I really do feel like I'm gonna put that there, right there. Replenish your self-care. Take, eat, drink your natural vitamins. Take a shower, brush your hair, brush your teeth. We do have a tooth here. Take a nap. Go out in nature. Eat fruits. Whoa, whoa. Spell work. Let's see here. Tell me a little bit more here for Virgo, Sun, Moon, Rising, North Node, South Node for the month of April. Born leader, trendsetter, trailblazer. You came to lead, therefore you will have followers, even if you don't know it. People look to you for advice. Rejection is redirection. So you can be in your true path to lead. Ooh, I definitely feel that. You are worthy and valuable. Source made no mistakes making you. Live in that truth and knowing that you are favored. A shift for the better is occurring. And the Queen of Pentacles definitely knows that she is worthy and valuable. That's one thing she knows the most is her worth. Yep. Life and death transformation. Change is here. Perhaps you are grieving this change. You are loved, and this new beginning is meant to serve you, now with a new perspective on life. This could very much be an awakening also, like you really coming to like your Kundalini rising, you calling your power back even in areas where you felt depleted. Spirit, tell me a little bit more here for my Virgos. Tell me a little bit more for the Virgo collective that's here watching, guided in this space here. Tell me a little bit more for April. I'm going to try one more time. Ancestors coming through. Ancestors are with you, guiding you, and they want you to connect with them. Pay attention to how each one connects and communicates with you differently. Talk with them, give them light, water, and say their names. This very much can be in regards to speaking to your ancestors and your DNA here. Okay, we're gonna tell me a little bit more of what's to come in April for my Virgos here. What energy is to come? Where I'm only gonna take 3 cards. What energy is to come in the month of April? What energy is to come in the month of April for my Virgos to be aware of? There we go. That's our 3 cards. Okay. We have the Queen of Pentacles twice. So you very much can be, the Queen of Wands can be someone else. You very much can be the Queen of Pentacles. In the bottom of the deck, we have the 9 of Pentacles here, which just is confirmation of the abundance and prosperity that the Queen of Pentacles is able to embody by replenishing herself, by taking care of herself, by knowing her value, right? What we have here with the 4 of Pentacles, however, is a need for you to maybe mind your budget, or there could be a financial shift that's going on here. Maybe there's a scarcity mindset in regards to like your finances here. Again, I was getting like needing to get more independent. Maybe there was like a codependency issue type thing. But there's also like you are looking back, or this person is like looking back as opposed to like really looking forward here. Yeah, and then I just want to say, like, in the bottom it says abundance comes in many forms. Where attention goes, energy flows. That is abundance. So what are you paying attention to? Abundance is an energy that thrives in all areas. Let her in with love and all good things. So if you are having an abundance of pessimistic thoughts or fears, scarcity mindsets, victim mentality, etc., that is what is going to thrive in your life, or those type of experiences. But if you are in the experience of you are worthy, you are wise, you are capable, those are the abundance experiences that it will follow you too, right? But I do feel like abundance is your birthright. And then it says you are on the right path. Stay in gratitude. Everything is working out as it should. All your needs will be provided for. Keep up the good work. Affirm your success. And I really feel like that's what this energy is here. So that's why, like, it just, Spirit told me to look on the side here. And I feel like that's your ancestors kind of like guiding. I'm sorry that these cards are not on the screen. There we go. With the Nine of Wands, this is about not giving up on yourself. This is about having the faith and the trust and that you are capable of being provided for, of manifesting this abundance, of keeping this abundance, of maintaining this abundance. This is about not only not giving up on yourself, but this is also about keep doing the work, taking the steps forward here. With the Nine of Wands here, you know, it's like you may have explored many options before. Maybe things just wasn't working out, and then as you sit in meditation, an epiphany moment, an awakening comes, and this like new idea comes, and it's like you don't give up on yourself, you don't give up on your journey. Here there's a lot of perseverance here. There is wisdom. You just have to allow yourself to let the solutions come to the forefront of your mind here. Finding ways of how to keep your light without dimming your light, right? Maybe in the past you were dimming your light or turning your light off for the sake of others, and you just like now you're literally down to one light, like one thing, and you're keeping it there as you sit in meditation. This could be sitting in meditation. This can be maybe you're feeling exhausted and tired and needing to take a little bit of rest here. But one thing for certain is maybe Chiron or flashbacks, maybe during like certain retrogrades or something, maybe somebody like a conversation or a memory comes up that it brings some sadness, or it brings you to kind of like reflect at the past. And that's for like some healing. That's for you to, or it could even be a spiritual test that comes in. Not even from the same person. It could even be from someone else. Like same characteristics, same pattern, but different face here. To see if you're going to pass the test of, you know, the lesson that needed to be learned here. And in the month of April, like if there is any financial shifts or changes here, I do see it changing for the better. All right, being from a space of scarcity, being from a space of really being tight, but it is asking you to know how to mitigate your finances, maybe creating a budget and make wiser investments so that you could actually thrive as a responsible Queen of Pentacles here. We're going to ask the fairies for some advice. What advice do we have here for my Virgos for the month of April? What is it that they need to know? What do my Virgos need to know for the month of April? Tell me here, Spirit. What do the fairies want to tell my Virgos for the month of April? Oh, there we go. Guardian at the gate. The number 57 will look Luthas, the wilds in the bottom of the deck here. Unity. Okay. This is very much about, again, harmonizing your feminine and masculine energies. This is about divine unions. This is about the union within yourself. This is about keeping your heart open. This is about, and I'm going to read it from the book in just a moment here. And I'm really feeling guided to read what's in the bottom of the deck too. So I'm going to leave this out because this is the bottom of the deck, and this is But I really do feel like you are in a space. If there was a third party situation, this could be that like you go from leaving a toxic environment into a better union with yourself, or a new relationship will be coming in. Maybe that's your focus. But I'm gonna be completely honest, like everything else that I see here is kind of more like taking time for yourself, getting to know yourself in the way, so that you can magnetically attract the divine alignment here with a divine union. That is the goal. This is also about your reproductive system. So there could be some womb healing, especially with this here. I also do look at this as like womb healing here. The lotus flower. I look at that as like, you know, really diving into some incubation, recalibrating your womb space here. For some of you, there's a need to like deeply cleanse, take some time to reset, so that you're either for your fertility. There could have been some hormonal issues, or some health issues pertaining to your womb space, which was kind of drawing in like the toxic relationships here. This could have been like a thing about your worthiness, or even what was passed down from maybe your mother's womb or something like that. We're going to see here. I am going to look into this card here because it's really calling my attention. It's really screaming. So Lutha's the Wild is about hastiness, impulsiveness, fire, spontaneity, and balance. And unity is definitely about balance. We do have the full moon happening in the sign of Libra, which is very much about relationships, very much about balance. And it is being opposite Chiron, and the sun and Neptune is at 0 degrees in the sign of Aries as well, which is a fire sign. And I was getting like Chiron healing, so that can be something that is coming up because you need to possibly go through a purification process, recalibrate your chakra systems, recalibrate your womb space here, really cut some cords and really make a deep and final quantum leap. You can't bring it into this new foundation. Like you can't carry the old stories, so that you can truly be in your power here. So it says, Lutha the Wild is filled with fire, and fire is associated with the creative life force. Okay? This fairy fires us up, gets us going, recharges our batteries and creative energies. He likes to be around when things are exciting, when there is life force blazing high, and he can jump in and encourage it to burn even higher. Creation and passion are his bailiwick. Faster, faster, faster is his motto. A waitress serving me breakfast looked over at my shoulder as she rushed past and paused on her toes as she saw Lutha's. Oh, she exclaimed, balancing 3 full plates and 2 coffee pots. He looks like a bad fairy. I don't want him in my life. Then she took off at a near run for the people down the aisle who were gesturing for coffee. We have to be careful with Lutha's. He doesn't know the meaning of words like slow, stop, rest, respite, catnap, moderation, gradual, pace, gentle, ease, peace. These are all things that humans must know in order to live creatively and constructively with him. Anything else is fatal, sooner or later, and probably sooner at that. The fire of Luthas can be destructive as well as creative. Rage, fury, and anger are all parts of the fire elements as well. Fire burns as well as energizes. Think of the gentle warmth of a full and sleeping kitten. Its inner fire converting milk to bone and muscles, and to extravagance friskiness, or the flame of a candle lighting the wanderer's way. That's lighting the wanderer's way, right? Or the anger of a hurt soul, lashing out at others, or the infernal of a forest fire, wild and overpowering. Creation and destruction are eccentrically linked. The fire that burns creates ash, which in turn acts as fertilizer for new growth. The slopes of volcanoes are highly fertile, which is why people take the risk of living and farming on them. Think of the phoenix who lays her eggs and then bursts into flames to incubate it. Birth, death, and rebirth are the cycle of fire. And funny, I felt called to put it with death, like the rebirth here. This card says that the wild creative energies are being brought to whatever position it represents in the card layout. It often fires up the things that it surrounds, represented by the other cards, energizing them as well. It tells us that it is important to think and act creatively, and it says that the energy to do so is available. New approaches are called for here. Old ideas and old behaviors will not do it. Sometimes it may be useful to draw another card to get some suggestions about what those new ideas might be. Alternatively, Luthas may be telling you to go for something now. For example, another member of our Oracle discussion group was at a convention and a man was demonstrating electric devices. She was not particularly interested in them, but he and she talked about the different meters and tools for a while. She started to walk away, then she thought, no, I gotta do this. She went back and told him, I don't think I'll ever forgive myself if I don't tell you that I think I'm in love with you. They've been happily married for many years now. Sometimes it is important to take the risk of making a fool out of yourself to gain something amazing and wonderful and miraculous. Sometimes when Luther says go for it, now, it is important to do so, and sometimes it isn't. If the only reason for caution is that you're afraid of looking silly, it is probably the time to go for it now. Remember, then, that you need to keep an eye on Luthas. Don't let him have control of your schedule or the accelerator of your car. He always thinks going faster and taking chances is better, and sometimes he is even right. Use sense and stay grounded even while he takes you off on a flight of fancy. In reverse position, Luther speaks of being burnt out, of a burnout, blocked, or even exhausted from your creative energies. He suggests that we need to find ways to regenerate and recharge ourselves so we can continue the race, but at our own healthy pace. He suggests that our fire is low and must be replenished by appropriate activities before we can resolve the issues we are dealing with. And that's kind of the energy I was feeling with the 9 of Wands. So like This death rebirth process that you're going through may have you like super excited and charged up, and then maybe later on in April you're just feeling like really exhausted or something like that. And so needing to balance out this like rush of energy and then like slow down maybe just a little bit here, or ground yourself. Here we see Luther's representing fire in its destructive mode. However grim or delightful the process may appear to be, we must remember that destruction is not always a bad thing. There are things that need to be destroyed, injustice and cruelty, for example. But these things have to be handled with great care. We cannot heal injustice with more injustice, nor cruelty with additional cruelty. If we wish to fight the twisted fire of cruelty, which is passion gone sour and insane, we must find a way to lovingly counter it with the fire of creativity and compassion. Luther is eager to help with his wonderful creative destructive fire, but we must be careful with him. He is the epitome of unbounded enthusiasm and can lead us to a burnout or to glory. We must use his fire well, or he will take control and use us, leaving nothing but a pile of ashes blowing away in the winds. That was very, very, very deep here. So let me just readjust myself, and then I'm gonna do a final closing card for you with the dragon spirits here. So dragon spirits, what is your final advice, closing energy here for my Virgos? What is your final advice for my Virgos here? I'm getting very, very, very high vibrational energies here. Tell me for my Virgos here. There we go. I told ya. Wow. Dark blue galactic dragon helps you listen to the voice of the universe, ignite the codes of your master blueprint, access cosmic wisdom, and enter higher service. Yeah, for some of you, this is like you were maybe living a life that wasn't really you. It wasn't really for you. It was like maybe some imposter syndrome, or like insecurities, or maybe living the life that somebody else told you you needed to be living, whatever the case may be. You really coming into your energetic blueprint. In the bottom of the deck, we have Silver Luna Dragon. Bathes you in divine feminine light. Come into balance. Practice peace, harmony, and cooperation. Expand your casual chakra. And I do feel like with the moon in Libra, that is definitely your message. So thank you to your guides, my guides, our higher self. Thank you for allowing me to be thank you for allowing me to be the messenger for you. And until next time, may you receive divine clarity, peace, love, and harmony.